Eyes front, cadets! It's time to learn about ROTC.
Hey guys, Carlisa here, and today I wanted to do a video about ROTC. I figured this was a timely topic because I know the fall semester is starting up soon, and hopefully those of you that are watching this have decided that you do want to join Army ROTC or another ROTC, or you're at least seriously considering it, or perhaps you have a loved one that is considering it. So hopefully you will find this video useful. And these are just a few tips for the road, if you will, based on my experience. I have 17 years of experience in the military. I joined Army ROTC at Georgia Tech, and after I finished with ROTC, I commissioned as a military intelligence officer, and then I decided to go to law school. And after I graduated from law school, I took an appointment as a judge advocate, or JAG, in the Army. And after 9 years in the Army, I decided that it was time to aim high, and I went to the Air Force. So those of you that are going Army, no worries. I did Army ROTC, so I'm speaking specifically about my Army ROTC experience. But of course, those of you that are watching that are hoping to go Air Force, I can speak to that too, because I've been in the Air Force now since 2012. So let's roll right into it. The number one thing I can tell you about ROTC, if you've already decided to join, never let the tip of your weapon touch the ground. And yes, it is called a weapon. It is not called a gun, okay? Trust me on this. This is one of the most important tips I can give you, okay? Do not put your weapon on the ground. I don't care if you're going to the latrine. I don't care if you're sitting down, you're standing, you're talking to someone, you're looking at your phone. Your weapon tip should never, ever touch the ground, okay? The second your weapon tip touches the ground, they're going to rip you a brand new 2-bed, 3-bath, double-wide asshole, okay? So take it from me, never let that weapon tip touch the ground. You're welcome. All right, so that's the first thing. Another thing is never underestimate the size of your cargo pocket, okay? And use it to your benefit. Okay, let me show you this. And these are my ABU trousers, but trust me, whether you're in OCPs or ACUs, you have these huge cargo pockets, okay? You see this? I can fit my face in here, all right? I can fit my face in here. Take advantage of this space, all right? When you're in ROTC, you're going to be doing things like day land navigation, night land navigation. You're going to do combat water survival training, all the things, okay? You're going to go to the firing range. You're going to sleep outside overnight with nothing but a sleeping bag, or maybe you'll just get a PT mat, all right? Use your cargo pockets, all right? Trust me. And one of the things you need to put in your cargo pockets is toilet paper. Now, I'm not saying I did this, okay? We'll just say once upon a time a friend of mine assumed that she would be near a porta potty at all times during land navigation. Well, she was probably about 2 hours into the 5-hour day land navigation exercise when the call of nature hit her. And she was not, in fact, near a porta potty. And she had also forgotten to put toilet paper in her cargo pocket. So, should I use my hand? My friend had to use a leaf. That was a bad day, because that's what was nearby. Now, my friend is also a worrywart, so she had to check down there for months just to make sure nothing weird started happening. Do yourself a favor, put tissue in your cargo pocket, okay? Trust me on this one, you're welcome. Another thing you might want to use that cargo pocket for is to carry snacks, because the Army does not feed you well. You're going to give an MRE, you're not going to like it, but you're going to eat it anyway because you're starving. You can do yourself a favor and you can get a Ziploc bag, and you can put some healthy snacks in there. You can put some popcorn in there. You can put some sliced apples in there. You can put a banana in there. Or if you're like me, you're going to want a Snickers bar in there. Yeah, I said it. So that's my tip number 2, all right? Never fail to utilize the cargo pocket space. And a few more things for you before I let you go. Make sure you look the part, okay? When you put on the uniform, you are putting on the uniform of the most powerful military on planet Earth, okay? You can fact check me on that. The United States military is considered the most powerful and strongest military in the world. And like it or not, people will judge you based on your look, okay? Not saying it's right, but it happens. So, make sure you look the part. You need to be in that gym, and you need to be keeping it tight and right.
Hashtag real talk.
Looking the part goes a long way. And of course, you need to act the part as well. But in ROTC, you will do physical training at least 3 days a week. And yes, it will almost always start at 0600. And yes, you will be expected to be there at 0550. Which brings me to another point. Make sure you are always showing up to formation 10 to 15 minutes in advance. Because in the military, if you are on time, you are late. And if you are early, you are on time. So, make sure you're always showing up early. Make sure you're looking the part. Do not let the tip of that weapon touch the ground. Carry toilet paper and snacks in your cargo pocket. Okay? So those are just a few tips to help you out along the way. All right? Now let's get into some topics that are just as important. All right? So one thing is, make sure you do your research on the ROTC program that you are going into. Make sure you know who the professor of military science is. Read his or her bio. Look for commonalities between you and the professor of military science. You know, a way to build rapport and connect. Also, just generally use Google or whatnot to research the reputation of the ROTC program that you're going into. This will help you when it comes time to getting your number 1 preference. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me break it down quickly. During ROTC, you will select the top 3 or 4 branches you prefer to go into. My number 1 branch was military intelligence. And fortunately, I was able to go to military intelligence officer basic course and serve as an MI officer for several years before going into the JAG Corps. So, you might want to go military police. You might want to go military intelligence. You might want to be infantry. Just know that your GPA, your physical fitness, how you perform at BOLIC, and the reputation of your ROTC program will all come into play when the powers that be are determining whether you get your number 1 branch. Okay? So that's one thing you definitely should do, is research the ROTC program that you are interested in joining. And another thing is that you can still do ROTC even if the college you're going to doesn't have it. And a lot of people are unaware of this, so it's important to push the information out there. My college did not have ROTC at all. Not Air Force, not Army, none of it, okay? But the schools in the Atlanta area participate in what's called an Archie program. So you can actually take coursework at a sister school or neighboring school if that particular course is not offered at your school. So let's say, for instance, you are going to Kennesaw State University. It does not have ROTC. So you can do ROTC at Georgia State or Georgia Tech. And I know not all of you watching this live in Atlanta, and that's totally fine. I'm just putting the information out there that if you're going to a school that does not have ROTC, the chances are great that you will be able to do ROTC at a neighboring school. So please make sure that you keep that in mind. All right? Now, another thing is that some people believe that you have to be a part of ROTC during your MS 1, 2, 3, and 4 years. That is not true. I actually only did ROTC my MS3 and MS4 years. And another interesting thing that people tend to forget is that you can do ROTC in grad school. So you can actually do ROTC while you're in law school, for instance. So let's say you're not starting college in the fall, but you're starting law school, or maybe you're starting business school. Do not forget that ROTC is still an option for you. And I want to talk a little bit about the Simultaneous membership program, because this is a way to put money in your pocket, and let's be honest, who does not like money, all right? When you join the SMP program, you go to MEPS and you enlist in the military, which is exactly what this gal did. I actually enlisted, and I was a 96 Bravo, so shout out to my 96 Bravos out there, all of my intel analysts holding it down. I see you, all right? So what you do is you enlist first, and then you can go off to basic training, and then you come back and you join ROTC. And while you're in ROTC, you can actually drill, so perform battle assemblies, which is what the Army calls them, or in the Air Force, they're called unit assemblies, okay, because the Air Force got to be different, all right? So battle assembly is with the Army, unit assembly is with the Air Force. So you can actually attend these training assemblies and be a part of ROTC. And not only will you get the ROTC monthly stipend, but you'll also get paid as an E5 for drilling with the unit that you are assigned to. So it's a way to put at least a couple hundred extra bucks in your pocket for a month, per month. And if you're like me, you need all the extra cash you can get, all right? So keep that in mind. I did the SMP program. I really enjoyed it because it allowed me to make connections with people that were actually in the military while I was doing ROTC. So my experience went beyond just collaborating and getting to know the other cadets. I was actually making connections at my military unit with people who had 5 years of service, 15 years of service, etc. So it really allowed me to double down on the learning process. And then I felt like I was already a step ahead when I graduated from Army ROTC, because I'd already been with an Army unit for 2 years. So just a quick recap. You don't have to join your freshman year of college. You can do ROTC in grad school. You can also just do it your MS3 and MS4 years. And I highly recommend the SMP program because it's a way to make extra money, and it's a way for you to make connections with people already in the military. And it's just a cool it's just a cool program to be a part of. You'll go to the firing range with your military unit. And you'll just learn even more than you would simply being in ROTC only. So those are a few tips. I think another thing is just to make sure that you are establishing connections throughout the ROTC program, because your professor of military science is going to be a source of knowledge. Not only that, he or she will be able to write you letters of recommendation for your job. They're going to be able to write you letters of recommendation for grad school, for instance. And so it's important to make meaningful connections while you're doing ROTC. And remember too, some of you and your fellow cadets will be stationed together. A lot of you, for instance, will be stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia together for your first tour of duty if you're going Army ROTC. So it's really, I can't stress how important it is to maintain positive, meaningful relationships with those that are in the ROTC program. You can't go wrong doing right by people, and so that is definitely another important tip. Again, if you guys have any specific questions please make sure that you comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I am going to upload videos every Wednesday, and I'm going to cover a wide variety of topics. All right? And again, I have Army and Air Force experience, so if you're looking to go green to blue, hit me up. If you're not sure about ROTC, hit me up. If there's something that you want to know about that I didn't cover in this video, let me know. I'm more than happy to share my knowledge, and I've spent 17 years in, and I've served in 2 branches, so I've learned quite a bit, and I want to share the information with other people, because when I decided to join the military, I didn't really have anyone to go to get information from, because my parents didn't serve and my siblings didn't serve. My grandfather didn't even serve. So I really had to figure out information on my own through Google searches, through YouTube videos like the one I'm doing now, and it's so much easier if you can connect with someone that has been in service for several years. So I'm here to help you through this process. So don't be shy. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you want to learn more about, and let me know the questions you have. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.